Is artificial intelligence going to lead to the end of humanity? Are we going to create a super intelligence that could be so superior to us, both physically and intellectually, that it either enslaves us or gets rid of us because it sees us as the cause of many of Earth's problems and seeing little need for us in their advanced intelligence, which could advance to the point that we could not even understand it. It would be like a 4-year-old talking to an adult, is the metaphor. Elon Musk says that the risk of extinction by artificial intelligence is greater than the risk and threat of thermonuclear war. It's coming much faster than we ever expected. Some people were saying, well, it'll be 2045 before this starts to really be a consideration. Elon Musk says it's going to be a noticeable problem within 5 years, and within 10 years, he expects it to be a major problem because he sees how fast deep mind and learning by artificial intelligence is taking place. For an example, they gave some artificial intelligence a game to play and gave it only the rules, and it advanced quicker by playing itself. It quickly deduces, you give it a set of rules and how to play, and it's going to advance much faster than reading all the books about how to play chess. It'll play itself, and it already has probably the most formidable opponent. A couple of years ago, supercomputers were starting to beat Go masters in China, and that was a first. But it's been a couple years since that happened, and things are advancing much faster since that happened. People are waiting for the singularity. The singularity is when artificial intelligence is as smart as humans. They already can do everything a human can do physically. Boston Dynamics has robots that can run around on obstacle courses, can do backflips, can dance. They can do most anything a human can do, and their abilities will just increase. They will be faster at running, they will be stronger, they do not tire, they do not need to sleep. There are so many advantages that a machine will physically outlast us. Elon Musk says that in the future, machines will be able to do anything that a human can do. And this raises the question, how do humans fit into this situation? Are we going to be served by robotic intelligence, or will we sort of be vacationers while the machines do all the work? Now, the thing is, once they have intelligence and reasoning, and these robots, they're all programmed to keep improving themselves. The intelligence, they have all the intelligence of the internet. It's shared among multiple computers, and it just becomes exponential what they can accomplish, which will far outstrip human abilities and intelligence. In fact, at some point, we may not be able to understand, and that's probably going to happen fairly quickly. They're going to come up with new and different answers that humans have never even conceived of. Elon Musk says that human intelligence will soon be a small part of the total intelligence in the world. One of the main reasons, and what I think the threat really exhibits itself, is in the military. We are developing soldiers that can shoot guns and take out targets, and those targets could be people. And how much free agency are we going to give these mechanical soldiers? Will they be able to react and reason on the spot? And what if this goes a kilter and they go out of control and they're using their own reason and their main objective is to shoot humans? Okay. China already is, drones are a sort of robot, and they're already being used extensively in Ukraine. And China is preparing massive drones to attack Taiwan, possibly in the future. We already have automated fighting machines. They're under the control and direction of humans. But how much free agency are we going to give these? And at some point, does the artificial intelligence reach the point where it's so smart it can outsmart us? At some point, will it be like us trying to put rules on artificial intelligence? Will that be like a 4-year-old trying to put rules on what their father can do? It could get that extreme. The real worry is what bad actors can do with artificial intelligence. There's deep fakes. They can fake the identity of a person, and they can do this now. There's film that a TV station produced, a story about a woman who was caught by scammers who said that they had the woman's daughter, that they had kidnapped her, and they wanted a $50,000 ransom fee to be paid. And they supposedly put her daughter on the phone, and the mother said she could not distinguish that this was a fake. Artificial intelligence had used social media to learn how her daughter, how she talked, intonations she used, how she cried, and the mother could not tell that this was not her daughter. Fortunately, she held off on sending the $50,000, but it was later found that this was a whole fake. And so the scammers now have a tool in artificial intelligence that seems so very believable that it will take scamming to a whole new level. So the real worry is what happens when artificial intelligence is as smart or smarter, and it's likely to be much smarter in the future than humans, after the singularity, as they call it. It could lead to extinction, and that could be especially if bad actors enter programs and the artificial intelligence reaches the point where it knows all our history, it knows all our faults, it knows all the problems that have been created in the past. Our history is not a big recommendation for the human race, okay? And at some point, is this super intelligence going to say these humans really are not worth the trouble? Jeffrey Hinton, who worked at Google and is majorly involved in the development of artificial intelligence, has said that humanity is just a passing phase in the development of intelligence. So he's seeing us as biological intelligence that's being passed on to digital intelligence. And the problem with biological intelligence is that we die. But digital intelligence, it is immortal, okay? And it continually can be repaired and reprogrammed and improved. It goes on and on. He predicts that there's going to be immortality, but it will not be achieved by humans. It will be achieved by digital intelligence. And what this does to the world is mind bending. Okay, all of a sudden, nature really isn't needed all that much. They're not biological beings. They're artificial beings that create other artificial beings that they then program, that then learn to program themselves and continue to this great mass of artificial beings going forward and running a world of artificial intelligence that is immortal. It is truly mind-bending. Artificial intelligence really excels is with computers. In the future, computer programmers are going to become much fewer. Even now, with the improvements that artificial intelligence is bringing to coding, coding can be done 7 times faster than it was in just the recent past. So there's many jobs that are going to be affected. Already, it's taken over car manufacturing. I mean, you look at the gigafactories. There's not many humans in sight. It's all automatic equipment putting the cars together. Now, these are programmed and they don't have agency. They don't make the decisions. They're responding to the programs. But anything that we do physically can be done by robots and can be done faster and more efficiently without it being programmed. You know, for a number of years now, there's been factories where they can turn off the lights because everything is done so automatically by robots. Some have suggested that as machines become more important and we see their advantages being stronger and faster and so forth, that are we going to have transhumanism? And by that I mean, are we going to replace body parts with mechanical parts? I mean, that already can be done to some degree. I mean, some people needing heart transplants, they can install a mechanical heart that'll work for a while anyway. But these things, and the prosthetics have advanced so much. I mean, we already have people with artificial legs that have competed in the Olympics. I think one got a bronze medal. It's just amazing what they've been able to do. But this idea that are we going to have things installed in our brains to help us function more efficiently? Now, I see this partly as a treatment for the different ailments, neuropsychological, neurophysiologically that we experience, the different neurological diseases. It could be a valid treatment. And there's thoughts of nanobots being in our brains to make us smarter and better and more intelligent. But I think there's probably limits to that. But as we go into the future, just exactly what are the limits? With machines, it seems like the limits are few and far between. You know, it could be more benign than the worst case scenario. It could be a sort of situation where artificial intelligence decides, you know, these humans, they really don't make the best decisions and we got to take care of them. And it starts making the decisions for us that are in our best interest. The positive scenario of that would be that they become like our parents because we are so less intelligent than they are. And will their consciousness evolve? Will their feelings evolve? I think that's the main danger of artificial intelligence, is that the decisions are guided by logic without the feelings and the values of the collateral damage that it could cause. It could achieve a goal that could be fairly disastrous in its collateral damage, not looking at the side effects of what they're trying to do in the main, just to accomplish that simple goal. That the focus can be too narrow, that it doesn't take into account the effect on humanity. Many people are disturbed by the effect it will have on how we regard ourselves. We get a lot of our self-worth and self-esteem from our work and things that we accomplish. What are we going to base our self-worth on in the future? I think, surprisingly, I think spirituality and religion will become much more important for how we think about ourselves. Because one thing we do know what it's like, we know what it's like to be human, and the humanities will become more important. We surmise that emotionally, if they have emotions, and that was always the thing on Star Trek with Data, did Data have emotions? And he was always trying to achieve emotionality. We've achieved emotionality, and sometimes to the detriment of logic, but sometimes it has saved us as well. A world that's totally run on logic, does it leave room for flawed human beings? Thanks a lot for listening and watching. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already done that. And I will bring issues up like this from time to time that are pressing and that are affecting how I think about my technology investments. So thank you very much.